Hello, hope you're doing well and welcome to my SMITE 2 Cupid guide. Cupid, the god of love, is a ranged physical god known for his ability to control fights and support his team while dealing substantial damage. Today I'll be teaching you absolutely everything you need to know to master this versatile god. Cupid is an exceptional choice for players who enjoy combining strong utility with burst damage. His kit provides healing for allies, area control, and powerful crowd control effects, making him a valuable asset in both team fights and duels. However, his reliance on ability skill shots and proper positioning demands a thoughtful approach to his gameplay. In this guide, I'll show you how to play Cupid effectively, where to play him, and how to build him to maximize his strength. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on future SMITE 2 guides, as I'll be covering all of SMITE 2's characters. Also, don't forget to join my Discord server where you can ask any questions or just hang out with a friendly, toxic-free SMITE community. With that said, let's jump into Cupid's abilities. Cupid's passive, Love Struck, amplifies his abilities through successfully hitting auto attacks. Each auto attack grants a stack of hearts, and attacking enemy gods gives an additional stack. You can earn a total of 16 hearts with Cupid's abilities, consuming these stacks for extra effects. For example, abilities like Heart Bomb and Fields of Love gain powerful crowd control effects when they consume 8 hearts. Building and maintaining these stacks is crucial for unleashing Cupid's full potential in fights. Cupid's first ability, Heart Bomb, is a projectile that deals damage and applies a slow to the first enemy hit. After a short delay, the bomb explodes, dealing damage to all enemies within the radius. If Cupid has at least 8 stacks of Love Struck, the explosion stuns enemies in the area. This ability is a cornerstone of Cupid's kit, excelling in both wave clear and crowd control. Position yourself to hit multiple enemies with the explosion for maximum impact. Share the Love is Cupid's second ability, providing damage, sustain, and utility for himself and his team. Cupid lobs an explosive bomb at a target location which deals damage before spawning 3 hearts, which heal and restore mana to allies who pick them up. If Cupid has at least 8 Love Struck stacks, allies who collect the hearts also gain a temporary strength and intelligence buff. This ability is key for maintaining lane presence and supporting your team during fights. His third ability, Flutter, gives Cupid excellent mobility and team utility. Cupid dashes forward, leaving behind a trail that boosts the movement speed and attack speed of allies who stand on it. This ability is invaluable for repositioning in fights, chasing down fleeing enemies, or escaping dangerous situations, with the added benefit of supporting your team through buffs. And finally, Cupid's ultimate, Fields of Love, is a large area of effect ability that cripples and slows all enemies caught within it. After a brief delay, the field explodes, dealing damage and mesmerizing all enemies hit. When enhanced by at least 8 Love Struck stacks, enemies are stunned instead of mesmerized. This ultimate is a powerful tool for initiating team fights, zoning enemies, and securing kills. Now that we've covered Cupid's abilities, let's discuss how to use them effectively in combos. Cupid's combos aren't terribly difficult to get down, but one thing that I will mention is that you'll want to make sure that you have at the very least 8 hearts from Love Struck before initiating in a combo. This will ensure that whatever ability you decide to use will have its additional powerful effect. Specifically, the stun on the first ability and Cupid's ultimate is what we're talking about here. Furthermore, make sure you're making use of auto attacks. Weaving basic attacks between abilities is absolutely crucial to maximizing Cupid's damage output, so make sure this becomes a habit in all of your engagements. With that out of the way, let's start with your primary combo, which begins with Flutter to close the gap and gain the attack speed buff. Immediately follow with a basic attack, then cast Heart Bomb to apply damage and a slow. Leave another couple of basic attacks as the bomb timer ticks down. Once the bomb explodes, use the subsequent stun to guarantee you landing Share the Love for some extra damage. Follow up with as many auto attacks as you need to finish off the enemy. And don't be scared to use Fields of Love to further lock down the enemy if they manage to get away. In teamfights, lead with Fields of Love to cripple and zone enemies. Use Flutter to reposition and gain attack speed if needed. And focus a priority target with Heart Bomb and basic attacks. Remember to keep an eye on your stacks of Love Struck. Like I mentioned before initiating in any combo, it will be preferable to have at least 8 stacks, but hopefully 16, especially when using your ultimate. This combo might sound easy, because it is, but that doesn't take away from its effectiveness. The amount of damage that you're able to do with your ultimate one combo, throwing in some auto attacks, is outstanding. And in the late game, I'd be hard pressed to find any squishy who could survive this full combo in its entirety. As for defensive combos, use Flutter to dash away from any danger and leave a trail to aid your allies in escaping. Drop Share the Love hearts behind you to heal your team or in front of you to heal yourself as you retreat. If enemies close the gap, turn around and use Heart Bomb to slow and potentially stun them, followed by basic attacks if it is safe to do so. Now you know how to use Cupid's abilities effectively, I want to talk a little bit about where you should be playing Cupid. Cupid is a versatile god capable of adapting to multiple roles, each presenting unique advantages and challenges. Cupid's efficient wave clear and range poke, area of effect damage, and built-in sustain make him formidable presence in the dual lane. His abilities allow him to control the lane effectively and apply consistent pressure on opponents. Similar to his performance as an ADC, Cupid's skill set translates well to the mid lane. His crowd control and sustain enable him to trade effectively with enemy mages and contribute significantly to team fight. While unconventional, Cupid can function as a support due to his high crowd control, heal potential, and utility through team buffs and healing. However, his lack of inherent tankiness and traditional support utility may limit his effectiveness compared to standard support picks. Cupid can be played in jungle, but his main damage ability, Heart Bomb, has a delayed detonation, making this jungle clear weaker when compared to other choices. Additionally, initiating with Flutter can leave him vulnerable without an escape option, and his team utility effects may be underutilized if adopting an assassin-type playstyle. Furthermore, the absence of minions in the jungle limit his ability to stack his passive. While it's possible to play Cupid in the solo lane, he struggles to match the aggression and tankiness of a traditional solo laner, especially in late game teamfights. This role typically demands high durability and sustained presence, areas where Cupid is less effective compared to the optimal characters in this position. In summary, while Cupid can adapt to various roles, he performs best as an ADC or mid laner where his skill set can be fully utilized. Now the section you've probably all been waiting for, the build section. I can't give you an exact build for Cupid as items in SMITE 2 often go through changes, but I can tell you which stats to focus on and suggest some core items. For both ADC and mid lane, Cupid should focus on strength, cooldown reduction, and penetration to maximize his ability-based damage. Recommended items for strength include Transcendence, Heartseeker, the Crusher, and Serrated Edge, all of which provide excellent power and additional effects. For cooldown reduction, look at items like Tekokage, the Crusher, and Jotun's Revenge, which ensure Cupid can use his abilities more frequently. And lastly, for penetration, Heartseeker, Titan's Bane, and the Crusher, as well as Oathsworn Spear, are all great options to cut through enemy defenses. While less common, Cupid can also build as an auto-attack ADC. In this case, start with a lifesteal item like Bloodforge, Devourer's Gauntlet, or the Reaper to enhance sustain. Then focus on items that combine strength and attack speed, such as Dagger of Frenzy, Executioner, and Hasten Fatalis. If you want an attack speed penetration build, prioritize items like the Executioner and Kin's Blade, but for critical strike chance, items like Demon Blade and Deathbringer are optimal. Keep in mind that you usually want to focus on either penetration or critical strike chance and not both, as trying to mix both will often result in suboptimal damage output. And that's all I have for you today, but I thought that I'd leave you off with some additional tips to help you excel with Cupid. First, manage Love Struck stacks. Keep track of your passive stacks to maximize the effectiveness of your abilities. Engage when you have full stacks to utilize enhanced crowd control effects. Positioning is key. Use Flutter not only for engagement, but also for repositioning during fights. The movement speed buff can help you and your team dodge skill shots and chase down enemies. Third, team support. Don't forget to use Share the Love to heal allies during skirmishes and team fights. Proper placement of hearts could turn the tide of the battle by providing crucial sustain. Ultimate timing. Fields of Love can be a game changer in these team fights. Use it to initiate, zone enemies, and secure kills. Be mindful of its delay and plan accordingly to catch opponents off guard. And finally, adapt your build. Be prepared to adjust your item build based on the enemy's team composition and the state of the game. Flexibility can often be the key to victory. And that's it for my Cupid guide. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more SMITE 2 content. Don't forget to join my Discord for tips, questions, or just hanging out with other SMITE players. And finally, follow me on Twitch or the other socials that I have down in the description to watch live gameplay and ask questions directly. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.